AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.
Yeah. We live?
Big Flea. Big Flea. Never the little one. Never the little one.
If I could fast forward, I would. The drops.
Please don't.
Sometimes
Sometimes you gotta laugh through the pain, man. Sometimes you gotta laugh through the pain.
What did you tell us, Kyle Everett? Fabian, I try to tell y'all.
God told you so's are gonna come out now, especially a game like this against Boston.
You gotta get tested, man.
Have to.
You see Flea's dressed for the funeral.
All black, like the Omen.
Ass whooping. From
Good old-fashioned ass kicking.
From beginning to end.
We never led. We never, at no point tonight did we lead.
Look. Breaking news. Kyle Everett has delivered some breaking news. Josh Hart and Jalen Brunson are defensive liabilities.
We struggled.
I've been asking you.
Defense was disgusting tonight.
I've been asking you, is Josh Hart a good defender?
I think he's a great team defender. But boy, is that woof. We were bad tonight. We were bad.
Yeah, Termin, we'll probably get into that later. Mark Williams straight up because the Lakers fans are going bananas. Listen, man. Y'all know what this is. We gotta get it right start. Get it started right.
Knicks Rehab.
Rehab, y'all.
Knicks Rehab, baby. Bubba. That wasn't even a heartfelt baby Bubba, man. That shit hurt.
That wasn't, man.
The Knicks get their ass whooped from beginning to end by the Boston Celtics, 131-104. Jason Tatum made Precious Achiuwa his biatch. And the rest of these Knicks, he was having fun. Mikhail, why you following me on a three-pointer? Mikhail, can you guard anybody legit that's above 6'4"? 40 points for Jason Tatum. Going bananas. Peyton Pritchard with 25 off the bench. He was looking disgusting. Derek White, 4 of 7, 17 points. Jaylen Brown still doesn't look like himself from last year. After all that talk in the summertime, they're lucky the Celtics are keeping up, making up for his BS. No Kristaps Porzingis, no Drew Holiday. On the Knicks side, Jalen Brunson, 36 points, 5 assists, no rebounds, 13 of 13 from the free throw line. I'm gonna look at his free throws from the last couple of games in a second because I've been noticing that he's been at that free throw line attacking. 3 of 7 from 3. And the big story for me is Karl Anthony Towns, 9 points, 9 rebounds, 8 shots. We could blame the thumb injury. Get to that in a second. Flea's gonna chime in. Josh Hart, 17 points, 8 rebounds, but was pretty much ineffective the first half. Second half, he was trying. Josh Hart's gonna try. We know that. Campaign was giving him some life here and there. 14 points. Achiuwa became Jason Tatum's baby, his son today. 3 points, 4 rebounds. He just, Flea, this is I guess what we expect against the elite teams. The elite teams, the creme de la creme. They ain't playing around with us. I don't know if we get to play on the same spectrum as they do. It's tough, man. It's tough. It's reminding me of the OKC game. Oklahoma City from the beginning to end just did not.
Had to get full funeral on him. Sorry.
And now I'll lay me down to sleep.
That's what Jason Tatum was doing to Mikal Bridges.
Oh my God.
Owned
Oh
him
my
tonight.
God.
Owned him tonight. Whatever he wanted. Whatever he wanted.
Obviously, Jason Tatum stands out. What else stood out to you? Like, I don't know if the Knicks could have done anything differently.
What stood out to me was we did not come to play tonight. I don't want to hear nothing about coaching tonight. This was a lot of the players not coming to play tonight. No energy at all. Not taking any pride in getting any stops. Any stops. There's no pride. There was no pride tonight in getting any stops. It doesn't look like the Celtics even respect us as a viable opponent going forward. I'm thoroughly disappointed in how they played collectively tonight as a team. Cat, listen, Carl, if you're hurt, sit the fuck down. Sit down. If you're hurt, don't play. Sit down. Because you lack effort, you lack aggression on the offensive end. You're not putting pressure on any of the defense. You leaving it to Brunson to carry the load on the offensive end. If you're hurt, sit down, bro. Sit down. Get back when you're right. Because when you're not right, you don't look good. You don't look good. 8 shots tonight? No, we can't do that. We can't do that. Or for what we see you're capable of doing all night, all season long. We're talking about a guy that's going for 30 and 20 this year. Looking extremely confident on the offensive end. Nobody could stop him. If you are hurt, sit down, bro, and let us figure it out. We are a resilient ball club. We will figure it out. But this shit of playing through whatever kind of injury you have, I respect it. Yes, you have the respect of the Knicks fans, but you don't look good right now. Something is off. Something is off. We don't take pride in any defense. We're asking him to do a lot on the defensive end. Lord have mercy, and he can't do it. He just can't do it. Simple things he should be doing. He's not doing that on the defensive end. Just a simple contest. Just contest. Far too many times do I see guys getting open shots and guys are just looking at them like this. Like just looking at the shot go up. With no hand up, no anything. No sense of urgency. I'm cool. I don't like the energy that we have on the defensive end. We suck in pick and roll defense. Oh my God. Put us in pick and roll. That's an easy bucket. Easy bucket. Easy to find the matchup that they want. Obviously, they hunt Brunson. For the first time in a while, I saw Brunson giving extra effort on the defensive end. But he's so small guard. We call it what we want. Like, as much effort as you can get if you're a smaller guard on bigger players that are talented, that can shoot over you, it's going to be a tough night. You got to take pride in getting stops, man. Peyton Pritchard was phenomenal tonight. As soon as he saw the ball go in the rim a couple times, he turned it up. I don't think they respect us as a viable opponent going forward. Do we miss OG? Yes. Getting Mitchell Robinson back, great. But tonight, nah, we didn't have it. We didn't have it. And we had 3 days off to really prepare, really get ready for this game. A real statement game. This is one of the teams that you're going to have to go through in the Eastern Conference. They thumped us in Boston to start the season. Now we almost 50 games in, and they kicked our ass again. Yes, 1,000%. Precious looked lost tonight. Absolutely lost on both ends of the floor. 4 rebounds, 3 rebounds, whatever it was. Nah, can't cut it. Not going to cut it, man. Not going to cut it. Tibbs could have done anything he wanted to in terms of rotations, getting this guy in, that guy in, whoever. Nobody had it tonight. Brunson was amazing as always, right? But it was empty. It was empty. It had no effect on us winning the basketball game at all. Very disappointed in us as a team, collectively. We ain't come to play.
Brooklyn Knicks fan saying Achu was useless.
He was useless tonight. He was awful tonight. Precious was awful tonight. Got to call it what it is. He was awful tonight. Back-to-back Saturdays, we get our ass kicked on national TV. Back-to-back Saturdays.
Oh, I don't want to do a disservice to you know who, but Darlene Bryant's in the building. Hey, Darlene.
B, what's up, baby?
How you doing? How's everything? How's your Saturday going? Because mine sucks right now. From the beginning, you could tell the Celtics were just going bananas. Jason Tatum was going bananas. He saw food. Anybody was on him. They kept hunting Cat, hunting Precious. They knew exactly what they were doing. And everybody has the same game plan. The Knicks don't switch. Somebody just said that, was it Richard Jefferson with the drop? No, it was Kendrick Perkins with the drop coverage. You know, AllBall was the one talking about championship expectations. Once you put that there, now I'm starting to look at you like, all right, what are we missing to go to this point? And the Celtics obviously have been there. They've won. So what are we doing to prevent them from getting into rhythm? Peyton Pritchard is a guy that's like the definition of rhythm. You see his high school highlights. That's all he looks like. He's played from New York. I don't know where he's from, but it looks like he's from here. And I hate to commend him right now, but he's a baller.
He's a hooper. Runaway 6th man of the year this year. Like, he might run away with that shit.
Yeah.
He's been amazing for them all year long.
You know, my guy OG Anunoby, he was there in the first game. And I told you, if you go back, watch the tape, they couldn't score on him like that. They're scared to death of him. The league is scared of him. There's nothing he could do about this shit today. I don't care what you do, OG. Cat is not a Cat. Cat wasn't Cat the first game that we played. You know, we're looking for Mitchell Robinson to come back. Hart's gonna have to sit down. He's gonna have to sit down.
You can't sit one of your best rebounders down. If you're best rebounder. They killed us on the glass tonight. Destroyed us on the glass. Go look at the rebounding differential right now, bro.
Right now,
it was at least over 10. It was at least plus 10.
42 for the Knicks, 53 for the Celtics.
Jesus Christ.
Luke Cornett, punk Cat. Punked him.
Listen. Keita, guy over there in Boston, right? Let me tell you something. The way that Mitchell Robinson owned Jared Allen and Evan Mobley in that series a couple seasons ago is the way it looked like Keita owned Cat and Precious Achiuwa tonight. Just on sheer effort, just on sheer going after 50-50 balls, just on sheer trying to clean the glass. That kid was setting great screens. He just looked alive tonight. I'm not saying he's a better player than Cat and Precious, but he outplayed them tonight just off sheer effort. I don't like the way those two guys look tonight at all. And again, Cat, if you are hurt, my brother, sit down. Sit down.
I mean, I can, like you said, I commend him for playing, but he sat and we looked like we sped it up. There was times when Brunson sat and Payne came in. I think we scored like 6 in a row in that first quarter. Hold on a second. Jason Tatum in that first half scored. He played 17 of the 24 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. By the time he left, he had played 36 minutes, 44 seconds. After the game time was 39 minutes. Jason Tatum was out there for almost the entire game. Killing.
Fabian, we got to a 3-point deficit, and they laughed and said, okay, watch this. And closed the game out in the third quarter. The fourth quarter was that wasn't even the game was over when the third quarter buzzer went off. He closed the game out in that third quarter. We didn't take no pride in trying to get stops. They ran the same shit over and over again.
Josh Hart is our second leading scorer, and that's the point that AllBall always makes him with Josh Hart. He can't be our third or fourth best player, which is what I agree with.
I don't agree. I agree with that too. He can't be the you can't rely on what he brings offensively for you to be able to be good. What he brings offensively should be cake. Should be what puts you over the top. It should not be like
he should be the annoying player that everybody would love on their team and hates that they have to play against, because we got to deal with these guys, and he's come out of nowhere flying in for a rebound, and there's nothing you could do about him beyond icing on the cake. But he can't be your second best player, and that's what he was tonight. And it wasn't good. It wasn't good, Flea. They were getting in the paint. They did the opposite of what JJ Redick did last Saturday. Smoked us. They did the opposite. They wanted Josh Hart to shoot the ball. This game, it felt like, come to the lane. We're going to box you out of here. We're going to make this tough for you. You want to rebound? You're going to earn every single one of them. And they're all big. All their big guys are big. Who's their shortest guy? Drew Holiday? Maybe Peyton Pritchard when he comes into the game?
Pritchard.
They made it hard for him, and he just can't. He's not super skilled. So if you're not skilled and you want to rely on that guy, it's just like any trade. I don't care what you do in your life. If you ain't got a skilled guy with you, how you gonna get the job done? The Celtics got nothing but skilled guys up there. Old man Horford. Horford's the fifth or sixth best player on the team right now. Two of their best players didn't even play, and they're effective. This was awful. And let's shout out to Jalen Brunson. Brunson actually showed up with his 34 points.
Yeah, man, but you got to understand something. Brunson with this type of game, yeah, you need to put the ball in the basket, but you need to be able to get your guys going. You got to get your guys going. Okay, when we look at the stat sheet and we see it jumps out, oh, he had 30 tonight. But for me, that's just empty calories. That you drinking juice.
No, I disagree with that, Flea.
That's empty calories, bro.
But from the outset, he was trying to get it going, Flea. I thought I didn't take it that way, because the way you're saying it, and how I'm interpreting it is like he's stat padding.
But that's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is he needs to be aggressive, 1,000%. But he also needs to understand that other guys got to get involved for us to be able to win this game. It's not going to be a mano-a-mano type thing with you and Jason Tatum. That can't happen. Boston is a good defensive team. They let you go off. They let you go get 35 tonight. Everybody else, the water was shut off tonight.
That was the game plan.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know.
If Cat doesn't have it going, the other guys are truer. Josh Hart is there. He's not a great shooter, Josh Hart. He's not a great shooter. That shit he was doing earlier in the year is done with.
100%.
Right. So now the water's off. Like you say, the water's shut off with Josh Hart, Achua, and Cat. We don't know. So Brunson's mindset is, if I get this ball going, that's spacing. You don't think it. So if you're Brunson, you wouldn't have attacked. You would have tried to get them involved.
No, at no point am I saying Brunson being aggressive doesn't help us. I understand that. We needed him to be aggressive tonight on the offensive end. But that 30 is empty when it doesn't help us win a ball game. When we're looking at other guys taking less than 10 shots. Again, if you're going to be out there, Cat, you got to be aggressive. You got to put pressure on them. If you're going to be out there, you can't take 8 shots, be out there. all of this shit. Like, I hate that shit. Stop that shit, man. AllBall suckers. They don't respect us. That team over there, they don't respect us. They don't think, like, I'm gonna say it one more time, and you know, OG is here now, so you know we could get a floor to him. They don't respect us. They don't think that we're a viable opponent, especially when it comes into the playoffs. They don't.
And
They don't think we're ready. They're champions, and we not there yet.
And we'll get to Bridges in a second. But the homies in the building, the ladies in the building, AllBall before you get going. Not in the mood.
Darlene, Tori B, the beautiful ladies. Y'all know the drill. You know, shout out the beautiful ladies, the lovely, the extravagant. Good evening. Yo, you know how you laugh sometimes to stop yourself from crying? So I was at the game. The energy in the building was crazy. All the stars was out, jam-packed. Out the gate, Tatum. Let me just apologize to Tatum. For years I've been saying Tatum is overrated. He's not like that. But seeing him, I had some real nice seats, man. Seeing Tatum pause up close, I didn't know his bag was deep like that. But Flea, you said something that I have to agree with. I'm not gonna yell and rant. I know that's what y'all looking for. I don't even have the energy. I'm deeply hurt. Like I can't. I don't know about everyone else. I know my brothers feel the same way I feel. I'm a diehard Knicks fan, and certain teams, it's either you win or it's how you lose. And when it comes to Boston and right now at this point, Cleveland, who are by far the two best teams in the East and probably two of the three best teams in the whole NBA behind OKC. This was embarrassing. Cat and Bridges, I'm being honest, besides Brunson, this was embarrassing. Hart came on, pause late, beginning, he was terrible. But this was embarrassing. Everybody needs to be held accountable. Everybody. The coaching is horrific. A lot of people in the stands agree with me. I was in there arguing, yelling, my throat hurting me, pause. A lot of people agree with me. Tibbs got to go. I'm not going to put this whole, listen, we watch him on the sideline literally do nothing. We made a run in the third quarter. I'm calling out the plays before it happened, Flea. Fade, you know me. Floater. He going to come down, knock down a three. You know, it's exciting. We cut it to three. The building is electric. We are ready. Listen, I'm jumping out my seat. We are ready to go crazy. Derek White pulls up 4-3 and gets fouled. The whole arena is yelling, challenge, challenge. Because even if you lose that challenge, Flea.
What did I text you? What did I text you?
Yeah, you exactly. You text that, right? And as we're watching it on a jumbotron, at this point, we don't even care if it is a foul or not. We're just going, yo, Tibbs, show some fight. Show something. Show some emotion. Show that you are there for us and you're willing to fight with us. Once again, no emotion on the sideline. I've said it on here numerous times. That coaching staff, us three could be there. If you just going to sit there and do nothing and say nothing. Nobody gets up. None of them talk to the players. Before the game, Brunson pops. He's talking to people in the crowd like he on the block. It looked like a mess. That's just the honest truth. I left early. When I seen, yo, listen, y'all had to see this sequence in real life. The ball got lost in the air, and Precious fell on the floor, rolled around, and didn't know where the ball was at. And Peyton Pritchard hit the three. I said, I'm out of here. That shit like the Harlem. That shit like
he just put a hand up after he figured out where he was at. And
that shit look like a Harlem Globe try to move. And we have to be honest. All right, we didn't have OG. They didn't have Drew Holiday and Porzingis. They proved to us once again they are varsity and we are JV. I have to start being honest about basketball. I'm a diehard Knicks fan. That was embarrassing. That was embarrassing. We're liable to get swept if we meet up with the Boston Celtics if we play this way. Karl Anthony Towns is starting to turn into the Minnesota Karl Anthony Towns. Get your big ass on the block. I'm not giving up on them, but get your big ass on the block. All you do is flare your arms up and you go to the basket weak and weak and weak every time down the lane. Yo, listen, man. I don't know how do we bounce back from this, because like I said, this is a team that we have to play in the East. Just embarrassing, fellas. Just embarrassing, man. And when I was there at the game, you know, all I kept telling people is, if we lose, is how you lose. Go out on your shield. It's how you lose. Cat, Bridges, Precious, everybody was horrific. Everybody was terrible. But I'm gonna keep telling y'all, and y'all know me, I'm gonna keep preaching. Tibbs has to go. I don't see why he's still there. Seriously. That coaching staff and him, y'all gotta see it to believe it. You know, I know we watch it on TV, but to be there live and literally just watch the bench do nothing. Nothing. Show no emotion about nothing. When we made that run, nothing. Nothing. Some bad calls didn't go our way. Nobody's getting attacked. No coaches yelling. Nothing. So for me, you know, like I said, I understand we didn't have OG, but Jason Tatum put on a show in the Garden. Simple and plain. And I think it was maybe the second quarter, Peyton Pritchard took over, where he just scored a quickie left. Like, we couldn't get no stops. And then, you know, Tibbs' rotations was terrible. Was terrible. And, you know, for me, it's just like, yo, Boston kept seeing the mismatches and they exploited it. Jason Tatum ran the same play over and over again because we couldn't stop it. That high pick, that screen, you split it, crossover, middle of the lane wide open. Their big man, the offensive rebound, second chance points, killing us. Cat couldn't get a rebound. He was clumsy. His hands, he couldn't hold up. You know, and so for me, listen, man, we are in trouble. We are in trouble. It's just simple and plain. I don't know why Tibbs didn't play the new kid that we got from Milwaukee. 6'5", maybe you could have maybe put him on Tatum to try to maybe slow him up or make it a little, you know, difficult. But, you know, now I see what Fabian says, how important OG is. Tonight with OG, maybe we lose, but not in this fashion. Tatum had a 40-piece, which was so easy it ain't make no sense. But once again, fellas, offensive rebound, second chance points, Cat and Precious on the rebound, it was horrific. But for me, I'm watching Tibbs, I'm watching his body language. I said it again, fellas, a while ago. I think Tibbs doesn't care anymore. Like I said, y'all watch the game. Let me know what y'all see from Tibbs. Emotionally, just in general, to where you believe he's out there coaching. Now, I'm not, just real quick, I'm not saying tonight we could have done anything because they was on fire. Sometimes when shots is going like that, there's nothing you can do. But I watched Udoka yesterday, even though they lost. No, was it today? I'm sorry, excuse me. I watched Udoka today against Dallas make adjustments and get themselves back in the game. Where is that with Tibbs? I don't know, y'all, but you know, at one time he had on the court Payne, Brunson, like, and it's like, yo, we can't guard them. He kept Cat on the bench one time for so long, and then he goes to put him in with a minute and 42 left. I literally said, for what, to get another foul? He gets another foul. So for me, fellas, it's embarrassing, but Boston is in another league. We're not ready for Boston. And I have to be honest, I talked that championship shit. I'm still going to talk it, but tonight we got our ass kicked once again by the goddamn Boston Celtics. They was out there yelling Boston Celtics. It was a lot of Boston Celtics fans in there.
It was crazy. They did
a
to us
lot
what
of
we
Boston
do.
Celtic fans. Let's go Boston. You know, the crowd, we yelling boo, but they was holding it down. And wow, man, just Just bad, y'all. Just bad. Bad.
Flea, I never made the video. Sorry, I never made the video. But Darlene Bryan, great question, great segue. Who do you want to replace Coach Tibbs? And I'm gonna attempt to break this down. If you allow me some time. We seen some guys like Budenholzer came from the Popovich tree. Ime Udoka comes from the Brad Stevens tree, and Joe Mazzulla. After that, I was wondering where the Mike Denault came from in OKC. He used to coach at Billy Donovan in Florida. He helped them win in the SEC over there. And to me, I think Billy Donovan is super underrated. And I think it shows with a Mike Denault. Joe Mazzulla shows that Ime Udoka is a great coach, and Brad Stevens is a guy. Brad Stevens, remember, Danny Ainge have to have informed Brad Stevens, yo, spot is open if you want it. GM. Brad Stevens probably said, yo, yeah, no problem. Thought to himself, I ain't coaching though. Is Ime ready? I think he's ready. Asked him, can you step up? And he stepped up. And he was leaving. They got Joe Mazzulla. So there seems to be a coaching tree there. Same thing to me with Billy Donovan, Mike Denault, as I explained. With Tom Thibodeau, what's his family tree? The Pat Rileys of the world, right? The 90s Knicks. That's all we ever talk about. Steve Kerr's another guy. His family tree is the Phil Jacksons, the Greg Popovichs of the world. Another guy. And there's another guy from that era, and I can't believe none of us have ever thought of this. But the one person who can replace Tom Thibodeau, who's been on the sidelines, in the media, just like J.J. Redick, Steve Kerr, all these guys who jump into the game out of nowhere, is Jeff Van Gundy. The Clippers have totally turned around their season. Defensively, all the players do when they call out different plays defensively, they turn around and they love Jeff Van Gundy. I don't know anybody who doesn't like Jeff Van Gundy. I don't know anybody who doesn't respect Jeff Van Gundy. Stan Van Gundy is not respected, but Jeff Van Gundy hanging on to Alonzo Mourning's foot like that, and he's in a new era coaching. Everybody else, Flea, they don't have no replacements. They all talk shit. We coming with a real cash coach. I want to nominate Jeff Van Gundy as the next New York Knicks head coach. Enough is enough. Goodbye, Tom Thibodeau. And the crowd goes crazy.
Well, a Flea, I have a candidate, and I'll let you cook. I've been saying this. I like Sam Cassell. He's on the Boston's bench. I watched him today on the sideline, coaching. Yelling, getting the guys in Boston prepared and ready. I would love a guy like Sam Cassell, two-time champion, great basketball player, great basketball mind, and I feel he's young enough to relate. I've said this last year. I probably said this 2 years ago. Like I said, I never was a Tom Thibodeau fan. I will never let nobody swindle me into ever being a Tom Thibodeau fan. I put up with him because I'm a diehard Knicks fan. But you cannot lose like this at home. You cannot do that. I don't know if Jeff Van Gundy wants to be a head coach. I would love Jeff Van Gundy. But
but wouldn't you say he does if he's on the sidelines now, traveling with the team? He's been traveling, watching the game. He's been studying the game the last 20 years since he left the league. And that's what I mean by that. Like JJ Redick is traveling with the teams. He's getting to ask them questions, break the game down, sitting with the coaches on film. I can only imagine what he's asking off the camera. Van Gundy's doing that, and the guys love him. So everything I read about them, it hit me like a couple weeks ago. I'm like, yo, how come nobody's talking about Jeff Van Gundy? I would think he wants to be a head coach, and I would think that's the guy that Thibodeau comes from. Maybe we need the real version of that. Like Sam Cassell, I get it, but we've never seen it. I would love to give him a chance, but that's a lot of pressure if you're not ready. If they interview him and he goes through the rigmarole and they go, nah, Sam is the guy, then of course we got to run with him because we ran with Tibbs this whole time. But I don't see how Jeff Van Gundy doesn't fall from that tree.
Jeff Van Gundy not getting a head coaching job in the NBA anymore. That's not happening.
Why not?
Like I feel what you're saying, but that's not happening. They're not going to recycle him. They're just not. They're not. That's not even on their radar. He wouldn't even be a guy that's on our front office's radar. Not him. If they walk Tibbs out of there, Jeff ain't gonna be the guy. I just don't think he's going to be a head coach. He's going to be doing exactly what he's doing right now, which is either assistant coach, consulting, doing whatever. But I can't see Jeff Van Gundy as a head coach in this league anymore. Just what I think. I don't know.
Well, I mean,
I don't. Real quick, OG. We could speculate all we want about what kind of head coach we want to replace Tibbs. The fact remains that it's going to be a hit or it's going to be a miss. And if we're ready to take that plunge and do it because we lacking consistency, because we frustrated with who he is as a coach, then let's do it. But what I'm saying is that the stuff that we're going through right now, we could go through with any coach. This is a new team. This is a new team. We're gonna go through the ups and downs of a season. It is what it is. But if the coaching changes the answer, then do it. But I'm gonna always stand on it. Good coaching don't come easy, not in the NBA. So we walk Jeff Van Gundy back in here after he left us high and dry because he ain't want to coach no more. We walk him back in here, right, Fabian?
Why not? We walk Tibbs back in here.
Tibbs was an assistant coach.
Yeah,
on
but
the same team.
He got more smut on his resume than Jeff Van Gundy ever did. Jeff Van Gundy left here on a high note.
He did not leave on a high note.
I think so.
Like, why would you say that?
What team did he have to go? What was he gonna do 20 years ago? And it's a totally different team. And I see what you're saying, East Blue Drew. What schemes and this, that, and the third. He has to scheme the current offenses that are out there right now. They're praising Jerry Stackhouse in Golden State. A lot of guys get praised and they have to be in the game. He's been by the game the last 20 years. They didn't pass him by, calling it. He was the guy calling everybody out, announcing the game. And no, everything is not just about being in the media, but that's the parts of me that I want to see. Everybody keeps screaming Mark Jackson's name for years. When did he show he wanted to be a coach? Jeff Van Gundy took this job in LA. After being on the sidelines, after being on ESPN, they got him up out of there, which was crazy. That was the best championship or best NBA broadcast in the last 20 years. But to me, he's showing he wants to be connected to the game. I think that kind of commitment is different. Mark Jackson's chilling on the podcast right now. You know what I'm saying? Sam Cassell, he's showing like he wants to be part of the game too, AllBall, so I feel you with that. But there has to be a process, and we have to hear more things. I haven't heard enough about Sam Cassell besides, the way he talks to the players. He's very relatable. But I know Jeff Van Gundy's been there before, and he's definitely been here before. So I don't think he's left on a sour note. Tibbs, to me, can leave on a sour note. He's left other organizations on a sour note, for me.
Well, y'all both make great points. I agree with both of y'all. But for me, what I'm starting to realize, and I could be wrong, I think in the NBA today, I think your assistant coaches is just as important as the head coach. And I just feel like the guys we got on the bench, when it comes to the coaching staff, they're null and void. There's like that. Those seats could be empty. Mo Cheeks, who is it? Tell him So for me, you see a lot of these other NBA teams that got the head coach, and then some of them got superstar assistant coaching staff, or some good coaching staff. We don't have nobody young, nobody relatable, nobody cool, none of that. I know it sounds corny, but come on, man. The NBA is going a totally different way from 10, 15, 20 years ago. And we have to catch up. We may not, it's like, when the skinny jean era was around. All right, I'm not saying you got to wear skinny jeans. You might have to get yourself some slim fit joints. Can't keep walking around with the baggy cross-colored jeans on. It ain't gonna work. And that's what we are right now at times. Especially when we playing against the Boston Celtics, they just show that they are superior to for us. And once again, no Drew Holiday, no Porzingis. The Boston Celtics, that game could have been over in the first quarter. The way that game was going, they was almost handing it over to us on a platter. We could have lost by 40 tonight. But for me, Flea, I'm gonna let you rock. Like I said, I'm not gonna put 100% tonight on Tibbs, but I just think, sometimes you got to do something. And to watch Tibbs on the sideline, not make a challenge, not get revved up. Like I said, we got it down to 3, and then Boston went on a run, and through that whole run, Tibbs never even called timeout. You watching the game and you seeing where we're getting killed at, and there's no adjustment. Listen, man, I don't know how long this is gonna last, but come on, man. That our coach and that coaching staff is a joke. Is a joke. And somebody has to say something. On Knicks Rehab, we gonna speak it how it is. That our coaching staff is a joke. They look like jokes on the sideline. They are jokes. Flea, I don't remember the last time I seen them stand up. You know how when teams call timeout, the whole coaching staff stands up? They don't even stand up. So for me, that's part of the problem. And we're not going to trade, unless the trade deadline is over. So this is what we got, y'all. This is what we got. But I just got to be honest, and this is going to hurt. Boston is that much better than us. Simple and plain.
You spoke
and if we gotta meet up with Boston, I'm sorry, to get to the motherland, our asses is in trouble.
Flea, you spoke to, there's nothing Tibbs could have done. Like, what coach would have been able to do, help motivate this team? Let's get to the players. The other guys that we disappointed in today, like Mikal Bridges, just stands out. 2 for 9 in the first quarter. I thought Brunson began to answer what you were saying, started to go one-on-one and answer Tatum, but it felt like Bridges was trying to answer him initially, and he couldn't really get it going. What'd you feel about Bridges or any other player you think Tom Thibodeau couldn't have motivated? Like, it was all on them.
I'll answer that in a second. I just wanted to kind of finish up what we were talking about in terms of coaches. Like, I can understand the sentiments of maybe the league is getting past Tibbs, if you want to say. But if we're looking at all the championship level coaches over the last few years, a lot of them still come from that old school tier, right? Mike Budenholzer comes from the Greg Popovich tier. Steve Kerr comes from the Greg Popovich tier. Like, all of these coaches, with the exception of Mazzulla, and that's one guy. All of these championship level coaches still come from a old school kind of guard, right? They are growing with the league, but they're still older coaches. They still have some of what they've learned through the rankings of coming under old school kind of coaches. So I mean, yeah, we could try to be trendy and go get a younger coach for sure. But the maturation is still going to take some time. It's not going to be okay, we get a younger coach and he flips the switch and now we a championship level team. That's my reservations on, okay, we just go fire Tibbs. We could complain about Tibbs all night if we want, every day. That's fine. But at the end of the day, if we do fire him, there is going to be some ebbs and flows. It just is what it is. We could get a new coach and win 5 in a row and drink the Kool-Aid. And then after that, guess what? This adversity is going to hit. What we going to do then? We going to say fire that? Nah, we going to have to figure something out.
Well, hey, Flea, just real quick. Just, let's stay here real quick and then you go respond to the question because I think this is serious. I don't think Tibbs ever been a good head coach. That's just my opinion.
That's not true, though.
All right. I mean, let's talk about what our Knicks. This is what 5-6 seasons. If we don't get past the second round, why should we keep him? I understand that we need a plan in place, but how good was he really in Chicago? They made one conference finals, which I know is difficult to, make conference finals and finals, but he made one. In Minnesota, they didn't do anything. They had some talent there. And now you're with our Knicks. And,
He
I'm
made the
just saying,
playoffs with Minnesota for the first time in like 17 years or something like that. He was the coach that brought them there. I mean,
okay.
I ain't going. It sounds like I'm going to bat for Tibbs. I'm just going to bat for the situation. That's really what it is. I'm with y'all. If we could fire him and bring somebody in and it's gonna look different, I'm cool. But I know it don't work like that. And I'm just like, I can't get with just firing him just because it's okay, we upset right now. Nah, not for me.
See, I think Tibbs is overrated just like Doc is still milking that 2008 Celtics title. Like, I know Doc Rivers has lost a bunch of 3-1 leads. I get it. Though 2008 overrated him. I'm not saying he's a good coach, but there's a reason why he gets jobs. I think a part of coaching is communication. I think that's the biggest part of coaching, and they do that. Like, listening to Doc Rivers talk about basketball, he's really good. He could sell you on a lot of shit. The problem is it's the end game decision making. That's where they're not good at, especially during pressure moments, and the most pressurized moments is the playoffs. And that's why he's milking that 2008 title, because how much in-game decisions you got to make with a veteran Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, James Posey. These guys, Rondo's a second-year guy in the league. So that's why they kind of milking it. But Tom Thibodeau, I can't say he's a bad coach, because, like Flea's right, it was a long time since Garnett got them there. Since Tibbs got Minnesota to the playoffs, since Garnett was there, and Cat hasn't never played this well. We can say that about every big man that was here, damn near. That's coaching. Now, again, is it the level when there's real pressure on you in the playoffs, when it matters most? Is that the guy we want? No, his time has expired. That's the problem. Ain't no way you're gonna give him a new team, a new roster, a new makeup that has nothing to do with the play style that he wants. I'm not trying to give him an excuse, but that's just not how you coach in any sport. That's never made sense to me. So, do I think he's bad? No, but he's not great, and we need great. We're not here to play around anymore. You got Cat, who's great, Jalen Brunson, who's great, OG is great. I don't know if it's all because of him with McKay. I don't know, but we need a great coach. That's what we're looking for. Forget good. We need greatness. So that's what I think we're really trying to get to, is that he has never shown greatness.
We can keep going in circles. I hear you, both of y'all, but we can all agree to disagree. I don't think he was great or good. Just my opinion. We can move on from it, but nobody's going to convince me that Tom Thibodeau was ever a good head coach. I'm sorry. I understand, he got Minnesota to the playoffs after a 15-year drought. I get it. But like I said, just watching him coach our Knicks, any other coach would have been fired already. I'm sorry. We give you 5 years, no conference finals, no finals. You have the talent now. Like I said last year, due to all the injuries, but still, we had a game 7 at home. You got to find a way, to get that win. Now, whatever happens in the conference finals happens, but you have to find a way to get that win at home against a bum ass Indiana team. That Indiana team is dirt. We was letting them little guys kill us. I forgot their names, but it's 2 little light skinned dudes and white boy killing us. It wasn't even about Halliburton and Turner and Pascal. So for me, like I said, we could keep going in circles. We could, Flea, I think, want to cook about the other topic Fabian asked. But for me, just my opinion, I never was on the Tom Thibodeau train. Y'all both know that as my brothers. But like I said, I put up with it because, he's a Knicks coach and I'm a diehard Knicks fan. But just being honest, I don't think Tibbs was ever a good head coach. I think he got the job because, Celtics won the championship. He was known as the defender over there, as the defensive head coach. So, typically that's how that happens. But I can't nobody convince me that Tom Thibodeau is a good head coach. And I think watching him now closely, because I'm not a Minnesota fan, so I didn't care what he did in Minnesota. But now you coaching my team, seeing you now, watching you every Knicks game. He's a bad head coach. His body language is terrible. And like I said, I don't watch him fight for the guys on the court. I'm sorry. Get a tech. Get irate. Get thrown out the game. Do something. But too many times we getting blown off the floor at home. Too many times we're getting embarrassed. It's too many times. It's 80 games in a season. 15 of them games we getting embarrassed. Nah, man, that's more than 10%. I'm sorry. This is the second time we got embarrassed by the Boston Celtics. No, we got embarrassed by OKC. How many games we lose down the stretch when we up? This is coaching. Like I said, the guys got to make shots. Everybody has to be held accountable tonight. Bridges, everybody. Think by the third quarter, Precious had 1 point. I'm watching them guys. They couldn't get a rebound. The big white boy for Boston killing us on the boards. The other kid they brought off the bench, they big man. Like I said, second chance points, offensive rebounds, they was killing us. But once again, guys ain't making shots, got to be held accountable. But if this was any other head coach, they would have already been fired. I'm sorry. Guys are being fired after being head coach of the year, after, getting to the Western Conference or the Eastern Conference Finals. They're getting fired the next season or two. Organizations ain't even giving these guys, okay, you bullshit before the All-Star break, bye. Nah, this is serious. So for me, the Knicks organization, us as fans, we love our players and our coaches. So we tend to let them overstay their welcome. That's just my opinion.
We don't let any coach. We don't. When we are not any. We're not in the organization that marries coaches, and that's just we could leave this alone. But the most success we've seen over the last 15 years is with this coach right here, and that's why has such a long leash. We forget the laundry list of coaches we went through in a 5-year span. We was moving them in and out. We didn't like him, we got him out of there. We didn't like him, we got him out of there. We did exactly that. So we can move on from this, but we ain't marrying. He earned why he is still a head coach. Now, if we ready to move on from him, cool. But he earned his spot why he is where he is right now.
Real quick, Myth. Thank you for your donation, my brother. The Knicks did it again. Joy Taylor.
Joy Taylor.
I was gonna say a Montoya. Y'all seen that? Y'all ain't seen the Montoya? Wow.
What's that?
That shit went super viral. The dude was it was a Spanish reality TV show, and the dude was watching his girl or his ex-girl. They live in the.
Well, yeah, I ain't watched that. Yeah, I seen that. I said, I'm not watching that.
Nah, he's running across the beach like he da Montoya. Joy Taylor. Nah, I seen a tweet with yo, please. They said Joy Taylor starting to sneak them puppies out again. Because she had a new dress on. You too serious for me, man. Fuck that.
Yeah, y'all want to laugh real quick? So
read Myth's his super chat first.
Oh, where's it at? Oh, Towns 9 points and he still cannot defend. Damn. I mean, tonight, you're 100% correct. I can't argue with that. Tonight, he was bad on both ends of the floor. And couldn't grab a rebound to save his life. All ball words. Knicks miss me with that. It's a fact. But let me just make y'all laugh real quick. So, the game is going. We down 20 plus. And, when they got a little break, they come with the camera, they're putting people's face, and they singing and they yelling, and I sweat everything I love. I said, what the fuck is y'all so happy for? We down 20. And when they put the camera my way, I said, get that shit out my face. It went like that. Everybody wanna, and some dude was like, yo, man, you for real? Yeah, I'm for real. Like, how y'all yelling and happy, and bro, we down 20. I think at that point it was 88-110.
Yeah.
Like, so it's just, I know it's all fun and games, but like, come on, man. It's like, even in the game, just us as an organization, we get right there and can't get over the hump. And it's like to see what Boston did us tonight and to see the moves that Cleveland make, even without getting DeAndre Hunter, they was looking dominant. Even though I know, we owned them in the playoffs, but now you get that young man, and I don't care what nobody say. I got to give props to Fleet. The Kyle Kuzma situation. Now he goes to Milwaukee. That may be a difference. So, it's like we got to play better basketball. We just have to. We just have to. And to me, that's what it boils down to. We have to play better basketball. We have to be coached better, but also we have to play better basketball. I can't put 100% on Tibbs, as much as I don't like him, because he's not the one shooting the basketball. Guys just look like we was no match for Boston, man. Just embarrassing.
I know y'all can't tell, man, because Flea got the glasses on. But he keeps his eyes on the prize, baby, Bubba.
Yeah, I knew that was going to happen.
Thanks for yapping for 30 minutes. The big game is almost here, and it's dope. The big game is almost here, and it's now or never. Don't miss me out on the last football game of the season with Prospects, the best place to win cash while watching the big game. Prospect is also giving away a free pick for the big game where one of the starting quarterbacks will only need to throw 1 yard to win. If you're correct on at least one more stat projection, you can win real cash. Check out the promo tab to tail any of our sweet sweat milli winner big games lineups. If you tail a lineup that goes 3 for 3, you can split $1 million in promo funds. Sign up today and get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Cook up hot takes with your friends, win real money with this football season. Final week coming up, the big game where you and your crew run your game on Prospects. This week, I'm looking at the football board and I'm selecting Patty Mahomes for more than 230 passing yards and Saquon Barkley for more than 1 touchdown. Download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prospects, run your game. This is like sad.
It is, man. It is.
The reality
100%.
setting in. Did you want to touch on the players that you thought Tibbs couldn't motivate Flea? Because that's your thing. Like, you don't want to hold these guys accountable.
I want them to hold each other accountable. Everybody needs to be held accountable, especially when you're on the basketball court. Yes, we need to be coached well. Yes, that goes without being said. You're not gonna win no games if you ain't got good coaching. That's a fact. But when the game is played, at the end of the day, the game is played by the players, and they have to want to come to play. Far too many times are we not playing with a sense of urgency. When we come out the gates not wanting to play, that energy, your body language, you look at ball players and tell. It's easy to look at a ball player and tell, is he ready to play tonight or is he not? At one point in that third quarter, I was like, okay, we have some energy. We got some energy. Got it down to 3. And like I said, I don't think them dudes respect us. They was like, oh, they thought they did something. Watch this. Tatum knew Bridges can't guard him. In the beginning of the season, in game 50, in the end of the season, in the playoffs, next year, the year after that, Tatum know Bridges ain't got shit for him, and every time he sees Bridges in front of him, it's up. Sidestep threes, OG? These are the type of shots that I get pissed off with Tatum about, right? That first play of the game, he put Precious in the rim. Tatum could do that every time he comes down the floor. He does a lot of east to west type shit, right? He plays with the rock a lot, right? But the shots that he settled for tonight were dropping. And that's what was pissing me off. Because when he's aggressive, he's a way different player. But when he starts settling, it's like, ew, them shots is ugly. That sidestep shit, sidestep 3 he hit on Bridges, there was bottoms. That's a tough shot. But I don't like that. You 6'10", 6'11", go take advantage of this nigga. Don't start dancing around on the perimeter.
Listen, everybody, great point, Fleet. Everybody wants to show out in the garden against us. But, you know, for me, Tatum, you know, I wasn't surprised, right? I'm going to tell you what killed us, Derek White and Pritchard. Listen, man, you know, Derek White hit 2 big threes, right, to put us behind the 8 ball. Pritchard came in and just sparked. So for me, it was just like, you know, what does a guy like Shaq always say to others? Okay, Tatum is the best player. Remember, Jalen Brown ain't even go crazy, right?
Quiet.
Right.
Quiet.
We've been quiet all year.
But but he didn't have to go crazy. Like I said, the big man was killing us on the boards. That was probably his best game in his career.
Fabian, what I said before OG came on here, I said Keita outplayed Cat and Precious tonight. And he didn't even have to score 30. He outplayed both of them tonight.
Exactly. And you know, for me, you know, I love when you go, okay, we don't mind if Tatum get 50, but you can't let the others go crazy. And to me, that was the game. You know, we couldn't get no stops. I watched Brunson fight and try to play defense today. But we couldn't get no stops whatsoever. And when Tibbs kept Deuce out there with Brunson, it's just too little, man. And listen, that's a problem. And Boston is a problem for us. Boston let us know tonight, y'all not built for us. Oh, y'all thought game 1 was a fluke? Okay, let me show y'all. And Tatum just said, let me just toy with y'all. They was toying with us. Every time he got the ball, I said, yo, look, too little. Shooting right over them. So, you know, for me, I don't know how much we could have done today, but you can't lose like that. And that's just my only thing. I don't mind losing, but you got to put up a fight. You cannot continue to keep losing by 20, 30 at home on your home floor. Cat has to figure out a way to get back to all-star level type basketball. Maybe we have the all-star break coming up. Guys get some rest. You know, guys get healed up a little bit. But we got to figure out a way to get back on track. You know, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna panic, even though I'm a panicker. You know, because we lost and then we came back and beat Houston. Then we beat Toronto on the back-to-back. So that kind of put us back on pace after we got blown out and beat down by the Lakers. So maybe this situation, you know, we get back on track after the All-Star break. But listen, man, for us to be successful, we have to be fully healthy. Simple and plain. We needed OG tonight. We needed his defense, and we needed those 15, 16 points that he definitely could have got. But against a team like Boston, we need everybody, y'all. We need the Avengers. You know how the Avengers ain't the same without Iron Man and Cap. Like, we need Mitch. We need OG. We need everybody, y'all. We not beating no Boston Celtics in the playoffs if we're missing any of those players. I'm sorry.
2 things which kind of relate to each other. What Flea kind of mentioned it earlier with Cat. If you're hurt, don't play, right? And it's that's a conflicting thing for players and fans, because that's always, do we root for you and we root for you crazy when we know you're hurt and you go out there, and it's only heroic when it's successful. When you ain't doing it, you ain't successful, you ain't scoring, you ain't doing it, turns everybody off, especially yourself. And this could be why Minnesota, maybe people thought he was soft because of these knick-knack injuries, and you didn't figure out a way to still be productive. Like Jalen Brunson gets hurt all the time. His foot is always messed up. He wraps it up, wait a couple games, might have some off games, but he comes back and he's Jalen Brunson. I don't know if that's Cat's thing. Everybody has different levels of pain threshold, and his style of play doesn't let me to believe that what I'm saying right now is a lie. He is a finesse player. He lowers his shoulder. That is my biggest pet peeve. He'll be at the 3-point line, pump fake, and lowers his shoulder and boulders everybody down. That's an offensive foul. It's a charge. You're not even looking where you're going because you're just too busy trying to slide your feet over there, and you're not really. It's not finesse enough. So that leads me to the other point of it seems like every 4 or 5 games we're just a new team. There's no consistency in that. And I don't know if that's coaching or if that is the players going like, yo, who's really going to lead the way? Because Brunson, I don't know if he can lead someone with Cat when we've seen him, be successful with the Julius Randles, uh, Luka Doncic of the world. But those are one-on-one guys. And they figured it out last year by having a different kind of team. And I don't know what can balance this team out, but we don't look like the same team for 10 straight games. We just don't. And it's up and down defensively, offensively. There's no consistent offense. That's a problem. And I'm not sure if that's coaching. Not sure if that's the players on the court that should be dictating that. Because Flea always said, well, Brunson's the point guard. Or Ball always says Brunson's the point guard. So I don't know if I could blame them. But that's the thing that stood out to me today. We look totally different than we did against Toronto. Nothing worked. Nothing worked. Tonight was just horrible.
3 days rest. There's no excuse to come out like this tonight or for 3 days rest. No excuse. Not coming off a back-to-back. We're not coming off a long flight. We're not coming off a hard-fought win down to the wire. No. We beat the shit out of the Raptors. We came back. We had 3 days off. And we came back and laid an egg against Boston. Call it what it is. Let's call it what it is. We laid an egg. Everybody was bad tonight. I ain't never seen a worse 35 points from Jalen Brunson in my life. I ain't never seen a worse 30.
Yeah, that you know what's crazy too, y'all? Boom, I'm at the game, and when the players run out, first you seen in the tunnel, they showed on the Jumbotron campaign dancing, they getting hyped, and you don't see, like, once I didn't see OG, I said, damn, he ain't playing, right? Because there was no injury report. I didn't hear anything. So I'm hoping all this time, he get healthy and play today. So now when you look in the tunnel, you don't see Cat. So I'm like, and then so now when the team runs out, Cat doesn't run out at first. So remember, Fabian, I text you. And somebody in the crowd was like, Cat ain't playing. I'm like, yo, you gotta be kidding me. A televised game against Boston Celtics? So for maybe like 5 minutes, there was no Cat on the floor. So I'm like, wow, he not playing. And then, lo and behold, he comes running out. So I don't know what that was about. But Tori B, because I'm a respect her with her new name, she said something that kind of made sense. Sit out. Don't play the All-Star game. We have to figure out as a team and as an organization what's important. And like what's the goal? We need to get fully healthy. If we're not fully healthy, we don't have a chance against Cleveland, Boston, and I don't care what nobody say. A team like Milwaukee with Dame Lillard and Giannis in the playoffs, 7-game series is totally different than playing them one time in the regular season. Now adding Kyle Kuzma. So for me, we have to get fully healthy. So, like Flea just said, 3 days rest. I'm guessing those 3 days help Cat with his thumb. So how injured are you? He took maybe 1 or 2 threes tonight.
2 or 2.
Right. So, I don't know. Like I said, fellas, at the game live and being kind of close up, it was times when he couldn't hold a ball. It was rebounds that he should have got. And it was just like rolling off his hands. So I don't know if if it's really nagging him or he's really injured. So I think, they need to sit down and we need to figure out as a team and as an organization, the bigger picture, which is a championship. And if it means sitting out the All-Star game to get that extra rest, even sitting out maybe some games, because we still in that 3rd seed. So as long as we don't slip to the 5th, 6th, 7th seed, I mean, I'd rather guys sit out until they get fully healthy, man, because this can't continue to happen. If we're going to get blown out by 30, sit your ass down then.
That's what I said to start the show. Sit your ass down if you are not healthy.
And we're not mad about that. I'm not mad about it, I should say. I speak for myself. I know the load management thing is out there, but this ain't load managing. We've seen them on the court go all out. That's why the Kawhi Leonards of the world are frustrating because it's like, damn, we want to see more of you, because when you're out there, you are a superstar and you're ready to go. He always looks like he's in shape. And with Cat, he came back bulked up. He looks like he works out, but you're clearly different. And maybe you're one of these players that need to be load managed. It just might be the truth. And your whole career, you had this tag on you. It could be that. So especially now that we can clearly see a difference, it's not like we're not seeing a difference. So a whole different kind of a player that can't do what his strength is, which is to shoot.
Let me ask both of y'all a question, because this is probably true, but they ain't said nothing. If in fact Cat does have to have surgery on that thumb, would you like him to have it now?
Or do you want him? Wouldn't he be out for the season? Sure.
Yo, this nigga Bobby. Oh, okay. Would you like to have it now, or would you like him to have it after the season is over? I'm finished.
I'm looking up how long would it take? They said it before. If he did have the surgery now, the rehab, injury, surgery.
I mean, while he's looking that up, Fleet, my answer would be no. Fight through it, nigga. Niggas' thumbs get hurt every day, B. You tough. Get your ass on the block every night. Like I said, tonight, I've seen times where Tatum was on you, and you're trying to face Tatum up. Cat problem is getting the ball at the top of the key like he's a guard, and against smaller guys, he's trying to face up and take them off the dribble. To me, that's the problem. Get your big ass on the block. You 7 foot, a guy that's 6'8", 6'9". It's too little. Too little. Get on the block. Jump hook right over him. So no, Fleet, I wouldn't want him to get that surgery done right now. Because I think that's something that he should be able to play through. I just think he needs to sometimes you gotta have certain injuries, you just gotta play another way. Like I said, I think we have enough. We showed that we can compete and play. But with Boston, I think playing against Boston, that's where coaching comes into play. Schemes and adjustments. Everybody else, I think we're fine. But with Boston, you got to find a way, to not allow guys like Pritchard and Derek White to go off. Now, not allow the big man. You got to put a body on him. Maybe Huck Purdy get a little more minutes. That could be a little more active. Put a body on homeboy so he get those offensive rebounds and get those easy layups and dunks. So I just think a team like Boston, who's very well coached, and they have a great team, probably 9-10 good players. You just got to try to figure out a way to outcoach them, because they they not going nowhere. So I just think Cat should be able to play through that. So I wouldn't want him to get that surgery right now. No.
Saying it's a bone chip, and usually with that it takes 4 to 6 weeks. But they're not anticipating he's gonna need it. So 4 to 6 weeks right now, what? Yeah, end of March he'll come back. April. Mitchell Robinson's supposed to come back before? They were saying before March 1st. They targeting that he comes back.
So we'll see. See you when you get here, Mitch.
Right, but it'll be. I don't know about that. To have OG out for maybe another week or two, maybe 3, OG around the same time, and then waiting for Cat 2. It's like you took some time off, but then you got to get back into shape, get back in the rhythm, figure out how to play with Mitchell Robinson as well, because that's really what we're looking forward to. The whole league is going at. What Dallas did is crazy. If Anthony Davis and this guy's healthy, Lively's healthy, yeah, you can forget about it, man. I don't know what anybody's talking about. That shit looks crazy. And the only way to counter that with us is having Mitchell Robinson and Karl Anthony Towns out there healthy to even have a chance. The Celtics are getting smoked. OKC's going to have a problem. All these guys going to have a problem. That's a third guy that fits their system as far as being a big man down there, and that following suit with the Cleveland Cavaliers. That's the team that could probably compete with the Mavericks. And we know that they're really not real big men. they can get outclassed by the Mitchell Robinsons of the world, and you got AD there and all that. So we got our guy. We need Cat and Mitchell Robinson to spend time on that court so we can figure out our weapons in the front court.
I mean, I just think, listen, man, we need some size, man. Some of those lineups out there, man, we little, and realizing like when you see like the Boston when they put certain fives out, yo, man, I think Derek White is probably 6'4", and he can handle the ball and beat a point. So it's at times where they got 5 guys out there that can knock down the 3. They can put out a 5 that's 6'5" and up. So that's why I say we got to figure out lineups, man. Because when you watch a lot of these teams, they got guys at 6'9", 6'10", 6'11" that can defend, that can catch alley oops, that can slip to the basket. We don't. Precious Hawk, they not doing what guys like Lively is doing. We got a guy like Hart that can slash a little bit, but he's little. When I watch, what's the young man that was with Dallas? Now he with the Clippers, left-handed, about 6'9", jump out the window. I just watch him catch the alley-oop. He with the Clippers.
Derrick Jones Jr.
Say it again, Flea.
Derrick Jones Jr.
Right. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, when you playing against teams that got 4, 5 guys like that. Listen, man, look at from Campaign, Shamit, Deuce, Brunson, Josh Hart. Guys is little, man. God, and all those guys besides Shamit play a major role with our team. Guys is little. So, that's why OG is very important. 6'6", 6'7", because he helps us out when we got that small lineup. But with the Boston Celtics, the only way to beat them, listen, man, we gotta play out of this world and coach our ass off. Because if not, they toy with us, man. This shit is light work.
I don't know. Like they built to me, they're a finesse team too. We just don't have. I don't think we got our weapons. I don't think we got the right team for them. I don't know if Cat is gonna be healthy. They're just because they could easily lose to Cleveland. They could easily lose to OKC and Dallas. Who else is out there? Those are the 4 teams though. Cleveland, Boston, OKC, and I think Dallas got Houston and Memphis up out of there. And they're gonna be. That's a grind out team. I'm grabbing rebounds, blocking shots, changing shots up, changing your whole game plan. That's a different style of basketball. That is basketball. That's a dream defense that you want. And the way Cleveland passes the ball around, Boston is finesse, bro. They said they shot 750 more 3-pointers than we did this year. What the fuck is that? That's unheard of. That's not how you win. To me, they got lucky last year.
They rebound well, they defend. So yeah, they may be finesse. They may be hunting threes all day because they got good 3-point shooters. But they do a lot of other things that put them in a position to be where they at. Always in the Eastern Conference Finals, always in contention to win a title. And so if we ever get to where they are at on a defensive tip, we'll be able to score with them. That's nothing. But we can't stop anybody right now on a consistent basis. And to me, that's the biggest problem. We can nitpick on all the players right now. We can obviously nitpick on Tibbs. But the biggest issue right now is not being able to get stops when we need to get stops.
Yeah, I'm going to just say this. The only team I could see be a threat to Boston is Dallas. And that's because of Anthony Davis. Because Dallas have the pieces. Just like, Boston got 8, 9 deep that can be all tough. Dallas has the same thing, and they got them dogs, Gafford and them guys. Let's be for real. Boston don't even have Drew Holiday and Porzingis, and they just picked up the kid Craig from Chicago, another good player. Listen, man, they are the real deal, simple and plain, and they're being coached well. They take advantage of mismatches, like Flea said. They shoot all them threes because they're a great 3-point shooting team. Derek White can knock down threes. Porzingis can knock down threes. Brown and Tatum can knock down threes. Peyton Pritchard, which I owe a big apology to, big shout out Dime Dropper, can knock down threes. Straight up shooter. They got another guy that can shoot. Those guys are not good 3-point shooters. They are great 3-point shooters. And when they on fire, it's a like so. I don't worry about them being finesse because, like I said, to look like this without Drew Holiday and Porzingis, if Boston Celtics is fully healthy, the only team that can beat them, and they have to be fully healthy, in my opinion, is Dallas. I don't see OKC beating them. I'm sorry. I just don't.
I mean, I disagree with that. I think OKC is. I think they can guard anybody. They haven't even been fully healthy. They're resting everybody. Caruso and Chet just came back. Like they're missing their guys, and they just only have 9 losses on the year. They can come back. Boston's Drew Holiday and Derek White. They got guys coming off the bench to replace the damn near all defense off the bench. They're gonna be tough. And I mean, what Boston got the edge over them with to me is the experience. But OKC is tough, and Cleveland's been paying tough. But that addition was crazy too. I know we talked about it yesterday, but they're tough, man. DeAndre Hunter and all of them. I don't see Boston clear cut. They're in the Final Four. I mean, who else can even have a chance? Because Orlando, that Suggs injury, I'm shocked that's what ruined them. The Pacers, I'm buying into them. Bucks, I really don't care about that Kuzma thing. Doc Rivers is still there. I don't see anybody else. There's always 2, 3, 4 teams max every year that could win a championship. And I think those are it. We're funneling it to those 4.
Bad night tonight, fellas. Bad night.
Not impressed with the Knicks at all tonight. They weren't good.
Bad night. Bad night.
AllBall suckers.
Damn, the air was out of that rock.
We live.
Big play. Never the little one. Never the little one.
Another edition of Knicks Rehab. Tune in. When's the next game?
Who knows?
I don't know.
Who knows? We'll see there.
Who cares at this point?
Word. Who cares? See you there. Thanks for tuning in. All the comments. Love
Appreciate
y'all.
everybody.
AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.